races. Welcome to Hardcore Enduro, where it's all about getting out, riding the hard stuff. I'm George, the guy behind the bars and the voice behind the mic. We're out racing today for the main event at the Moab Hard Enduro. Yesterday was prologue day. Today is the main event. I did really good yesterday in the prologue. Got one lap in, about an hour 42 minutes, so I wasn't really beaten up today. I was actually feeling really good this morning, which was nice. Usually I come into the main event day and I'm already beat down, but feeling good. A couple things I changed on the bike. After yesterday's ride, my left radiator was loose. I had a bolt that broke on the mount for it, so I had to re-tap the threads and put in a new bolt to anchor down that radiator. And other than that, she's good to go. Put a new air filter on it, and we're off and running. Started row 19 today, which is kind of towards the rear of the big group here. But this is a 6-hour race, or 3 laps. But just think about 6 hours on the bike, so there's plenty of time to make up ground. So I'm not too worried about starting in the back, because I figure a lot of people are going to get gassed, and then through the hard sections, you never know what's going to happen, so we'll see how it goes. Got this little log matrix coming up here. I love logs, but I just haven't practiced on them in a while. And there's a big one right here, and I felt ashamed right off the bat. I'm like, all right, sweet, I love logs. I do a lot of log practicing, but I haven't done it in a while, and this one just got me. I'm sure struggling right here, though. I was picturing myself coming up to this, just hitting all these logs, and I can't do a single one. It's kind of a little embarrassing. Dang it. So I do this little outside chicken line here, and then as you can see, people have just been going around them, which I talked about this at Silver Kings. They need a fort now. People are going around, and so of course you see someone going around, that line's open, everyone's going to go around. But they need to force it so that you can't go around the log, and that would have forced everyone to go through the log, and would have been a big cluster of riders right there, which would have been fun. Because log crossing, that's a vital skill to have as a hard enduro rider, So, anyways, this is what it is. Moving on. Now this morning, I got my Black Rifle cup of coffee with me here. I don't know if you guys drink coffee. I never did until I started Airbnb-ing a house out, and the guests staying there. I didn't drink coffee, so I didn't have coffee at the house, but the guests were asking me for coffee, and I was like, dang, I guess I should have coffee at this Airbnb. Oh, it's a nice steep downhill. Just get on your bike and let it roll. You didn't need to walk this one down. Just keep your balance and roll down. That's where the end. Yesterday on the prologue, we went up that right there, and that was the right line. If you were looking up, that was the one going right, where you saw Josh loop out his bike. Anyways, went down there. Really wasn't that bad. But back to the coffee. I don't know. I like plugging Black Rifle Coffee. It's just a great coffee company. I know it's blowing up now and becoming a billion-dollar company, but I remember before it even joined, I was watching Matt Best when his How to Be an Operator kind of funny videos on YouTube he'd put out, and it just made me crack up. He'd always make fun of being in the military, Navy SEALs and Rangers and Marines and stuff like that. And being in the military, it's a lot of, we always like to make fun of ourselves too, and all the kind of dumb, crazy things we do most of the time. And it was, just made me laugh. And then when he joined up with Black Rifle, I was sold. So anyways, that's what I'm drinking this morning, and recommend it. Back to racing though, because that's what you came here to see. So this is just this nice steady climb up this kind of rocky slab wash. And it really wasn't too hard, a little bumpy, but you just had to keep your momentum and keep your balance. A big ledge off to the left there, so I came a little high and had this little rock right in the middle, which made like a little bridge. So I just kind of shot that over that little rock bridge there, up and over. Just keep that momentum going. Really wasn't too hard right there. Then you get back on some double track, catch your breath a little bit. Arm pump was building up just a little bit this morning, but really not too bad. Yeah, 6 hours today. So I'm just kind of being conservative in the morning here to start. You know, this race is really going to drag out. And, you know, I used to run marathons, y'all, and you could go out fast in the beginning, and you could even feel good half a ways, and you're like, all right, I'm going to turn it up, and then a wall will just hit you where you would just die. And so I always think about that when I'm riding here. You know, you can start feeling good and feeling the rhythm, and you can just put on a little extra gas than you normally would, and then you're gonna hit that wall where you just start cramping and everything just shuts down. All right, that's a 4-stroke for you right there, flaming out for no goddamn reason. But you know, I'm just staying reserved and picking my battles, which I think I do pretty good today. I get caught up in this big bottleneck through this really narrow kind of.
So we rode opposite this yesterday.
Yeah, we're riding the opposite way most of it. What we did yesterday, we're riding kind of the opposite most of the course here. But I get hung up here. There's a bottleneck, which I almost avoided. If I would have been through there, well, I guess I would say if I wasn't a nice guy, which I was thinking about this. I need a shirt that says, on the back says, I apologize, but I'm a dick. I needed to push my way through. I could have got through this narrow ravine, you know, hard section before it really got bottled up. And when I got there was some riders, but it was still doable relatively quickly. And I held back, and then the pros and A's started coming through, and it just turned into a mess. And I lost maybe 25 minutes off my time there. And the guy, I think Billy was right ahead of me, and he get away from me, you know. I'm like, dang it, he got just on that front edge and he avoided that big bottleneck, whereas I got stuck in it. Nice chunky little climb through here. A lot of this was just keeping good balance on your bike and keeping that momentum going. I felt like I was riding pretty good this morning. I didn't really have too many mistakes that were costing me energy. When I got done with the race today, of course I had to time out early because I broke my water pump. But I got back to the rig and I was telling my wife, I was like, this is the first time I don't even feel tired. Like I'm done racing and I just don't feel tired, which was a little weird because usually after a hard enduro, I can barely walk. All right, here's checkpoint 1. Yeah, get after it there, Georgie. Doing good. I really haven't made any mistakes. Just hold back. I'm not out of breath yet, which is good. I mean, it's a long race, so I don't want to get out of breath too early. So we came all up this yesterday, so we're going the opposite way now. Right here's yesterday where I fell over. I came to stop looking at that rock face. I put my foot down and there was a hole, and I just kept leaning, didn't stop going. Damn, take those hits, baby. Just bobbing and weaving through here, this little sandy wash. Gotta watch out for that sand. Sand is like logs, never underestimate them. Here's that little, this was that steep uphill yesterday. That guy is going facing the wrong direction down there. He must have fell down. Going down though, much easier than going up. Looking good, Georgie. Looking like you know how to ride today. Right here, just bobbing and weaving through this rocky section here. Don't want to have any mistakes. Some of these gaps are kind of big and it'd be easy to lose your balance here. That guy, well, you're going the wrong direction too. So I give a little pause right here. I see something gave him a problem, so I'm gonna make sure that I don't do what he did. All right, got that ledge right in front of me, but I see at the bottom you got these little kicker I can use. So get up on the bars. Trixie climbs right up and over. A lot of that, man, I'm telling you, I didn't do this yesterday. I was riding a lot better today than I was yesterday. Now I still got that Battlecross E50 rear, which it just, it still had a lot of life in it. After grinding stone, my JX8 was pretty much done. And I didn't know if I need to switch out tires for today, but after yesterday's ride, it wasn't too long. And so just, I still had a lot of tread on there. Now, I told you guys last videos, I did like having a 140 with a little bit smaller insert. It just really made this tire really wrap around rocks, which is real nice. But I feel like that the Battlecross is just not made for rocks. It really isn't. The tread pattern isn't made for rocks. So that JX8 tread pattern, it definitely gets a lot more grab on the rocks. So I probably won't run this Battlecross again, but I'm glad I tried it out because, like I said, I like having the 140. So I think I'm gonna go look at another 140 having the same setup, but pick a different brand that has a little bit better tread pattern for this gnarly rock stuff. Just picking my way through here. Look at that. I know it's like slow going through here, but not falling over, not dumping the bike saves so much energy, especially for a long race. You can just kill yourself in the beginning, and then you get an hour, 2 hours in, and at a 6-hour race, you're done. I got a little hang up right there. I don't know what's giving this guy trouble. Well, I guess the rocks are giving him trouble. He doesn't have the 140 in the back. That's what it is. He needs a softer tire in the rear. Look at his tire just spinning. Now watch Billy straight ahead of me there. Watch him get up that. Kind of loops his bike out. So that was a little bit harder line. He falls. I was going to hit that line, but when they fall right in front of you, I'm like, all right, well, there's a line to the right here. I'm going to go around this way. So get over here. Well, much easier. And I'm glad I went this way. It's not that I don't want to try that harder line, but if you don't make it and you loop your bike out, somebody after a while picking up your bike up, you just start getting so fatigued. And here we are, we're only 20 minutes in to the race here. We got 6 hours to go. We don't want to kill ourselves this early. But if you can one-shot that, yeah, do it. If you got the confidence and you got the skills to do that, definitely it saves you time.
Heart rate's down.
Yeah, so I'm saying I feel good. My heart rate's down. I'm not out of breath. So far, riding pretty smart there, Georgie. Looking good. I got a little tricky section up here. Got to get aim with the rear, get that rear tire as high as it can, then pivot left. There you go. Look good for the camera. They're taking photos everywhere. I don't know where you see these photos. Like, you see photos being taken throughout the race. There's always photographers everywhere taking photos, and then I don't know where to go to find them. They don't have any advertising. Hey, go here. Go on this website and you can see yourself looping the bike out. That's what I want to see. All right, he's having a little bike trouble there again, so I go up and left around this little tree, which I got hung up right here. That branch is about to hit me in the face. I got to just get around that branch. But once again, I can tell Billy's a good rider and he's beaten me in every hard enduro. But when you got to battle a lot, it starts to wear you down. So he takes off right after that. I'm like, hey, he just disappears. But I know that the hard stuff, which is what I like, I'm gonna catch these guys. So I'm not too worried about it. Fast flowy stuff, I just, I'm catching my breath right here. That's what I'm doing. Catch your breath. There's gonna be hard lines coming up. All right, we got another little face to get up right here. There's a big step up ledge to the left there. These guys are all in line, and a tree's kind of blocking it. I can't really see where they're getting up. So I kind of come over further. There goes Billy. All right, now you can see that big ledge right there. A lot of these guys are having to ghost it up, and there's a little ledge to get on. There's not much room, but I see this little line to the left here, a little sneaky line. little bit easier. I didn't have that big rock face to get up, so I was able to get up here. And now I can just take a little breather. You know, I talk about this all the time. Amateurs, sometimes we think we have to do the hardest line, or we get stuck going behind the rider in front of us. And a lot of times, it's not the right line, especially for your skill level. You know, but it's a lot of fun. Trust me, I love the challenge of trying to get over an obstacle. But sometimes you just got to know when to pull back and be like, all right, that's not for me, not right now. I'll save that for later. And I think that paid off because I didn't gas myself out. Nice crumbly little climb through here. Telling you folks, my entire setup was just tractoring, just grabbing. I mean, she just couldn't stop her. Until I get wedged right here. I gotta avoid these wedges, folks. I'm writing this down, and I'm gonna put a note. That's what I'm gonna use on my handlebars. I'm gonna have a little notepad. I'm gonna put there, and it says avoid cracks right on top of the rocks. So those little crevices I always shoot for every time. I'm gonna force myself to get out of a habit, because it's more of a habit than it really is me riding. It's just I'm aiming directly for the crevice instead of going for the top of the rock, which I can easily get over the top of the rock. So I'm working on that. Next race, top of the rock. No more cracks. Doing a lot of sitting. It's all right. It's a long race. Keep saying that over and over. It's a long race. All right. Waited here. There's a little steep incline, but gosh dang it, you wait and you just keep getting past, so you can't wait forever. Make my way up through there. Not too hard. That guy's spinning out a little bit. He's doing the crazy leg off to the right and left. Oh, that was a big bike back there. Big boy. That's impressive. You know, these big adventure bikes, I know that the people that do them want the challenge. They're not going to place, and they're not going there to get the likes or anything. They just love their bike. They love the challenge, and they want to take their adventure bike everywhere they go. And I can see that. That's awesome. Now, we went up this yesterday. There's kind of a big bottleneck here going down. It was real steep. That guy went far left. I should have went far left. Because really, just get down here. You just let the bike roll. And I got off. Then I get back on. Let it roll, Georgie. Let it go. Keep your balance. A lot of these down hills, you know, you got to let it roll. Stay up. Stay back. Rear weight over that rear fender. And let your suspension do its magic and do its thing. All right, we got another checkpoint coming up here. So we're moving, folks. We got checkpoint 2. And there was a split up here. Oh, don't lose your balance, though. Don't want to jinx yourself. Not knock on wood there. You can't jinx yourself. And there's JB. He helped me get up yesterday at the end there of the prologue. Anyways, there's a split there. Pros and A's went right, and then us little peon amateurs, we go left here. Which, man, I would love. They should give you one option. I think I talked about this before. They should give the amateurs one option to do a pro line, because I think it'd be awesome to just give us a taste of what the pro guys are doing. Not everyone has to do it. It's like your option if you want to or not. Now here comes an A rider there. This is Hadley Brown right there. And I think he got on the wrong line. Didn't know it.
You guys just take a B split.
And I'm trying to get some water there. I didn't hear him. He asked me if he just took a B split. But yeah, that's Hadley there. Now he's going to break down right in front of where I break down. So later in the race, you'll see him again. He's like, this is way too easy for me. I need an A-line. Give that guy an A-line up there. So he knows he's off, so he's trying to push his way through people. Which, I imagine that happens. I don't know if he has to have a checkpoint marker at the other end, or if he can go through the split and he still gets checked, you know, so maybe it didn't even matter. Ooh, someone taking a real high line up there. Wasn't too hard. Get up there, get over that lip. Yeah. Good climb. So I was riding good today, folks. I really felt comfortable. And I would save myself a lot of energy by not dumping the bike, crashing early on. Usually that's my motto, is early and often when it comes to crashing. There's Chad putting on his goggles. Gotta look good. You know, got some bushes coming up. You don't want to get some needles to the face. I got Steven up there. He's got his goggles sideways. I guess that's like wearing your hat. You know, some guys flip their hats all the way back. Some guys just flip it sideways. You know? You got to choose your own style. But Steven did pretty good today. He's gonna get off and walk his bike down right here. It's real steep. This is extremely steep right here. And I'm gonna stay on Trixie. I'm staying on the bike. Just gonna let it roll down. And I'm gonna lose a little bit of control. Dart right into the bush. And that's a classic move of mine. Darting right into an object. Maybe I hope Chad, you know, he's got his goggles down now, so if he darts in that bush, he's safe. I think my goggles are wrapped, you know, behind, so I got lucky there. Could have got stabbed right in the eyeball. Steven up there did really good. Finished right behind Carly. That's where I was basing. Like, if I wouldn't have broke my bike, I would have done there. They got, I think, 10 checkpoints in, and I felt like I could have done a little bit better than they were. Just to be honest, folks, I was like, all right, I think I could have got 2 full laps. So I would have got 12 checkpoints. I didn't, though. I only got 4, so it's not like anything can happen, you know. Breaking down on hard enduro, racing's racing, and, you know, you're racing cars or whatever you're doing. Breaking down, that's part of the race. So you shoulda, woulda, coulda. Yeah, you didn't make it, buddy. You broke down. So, you know, maybe I need to carry an extra water pump. Maybe I just need to have a backup water pump, and no excuses. All right, got another little tricky little thing right here. Got to go down pretty steep, run in the back of Steve there, and then you got to do this left pivot, little zap with the left pivot, and get over that rock right there. So he did a lot better than I did. I get up here, I'm gonna do this little left pivot zap, and I don't make it. So I rock back, still don't get it, and then I'm like, all right, give it a little push, get on up. Kept my balance, so I could have went down and right. Everyone was taking this high line here. The course worker right there. I see Steven get off. He's got to do a little push. Like, oh man, I don't want to do that. No pushing. I did a lot of pushing yesterday. So I weighted the outside peg there, stayed on the bike, just kept dabbing with my left, but weighted the outside peg, and she got traction. I need to do a lot more of that, because it freaking works. But you know, sometimes your legs just turn into noodles, and you're not able to do anything but sit on the bike there. And I'm getting passed. Now I like that, folks. We're racing here, and if you ain't passing, you ain't racing. So even in this tight section here, and this is a drop off to the right, but you're still trying to pass people. And if you're aggressive, like that guy's being aggressive about it, you know, you'll get through. So that's why I need that banner in my back that says, sorry folks, but I'm a dick, and I just start passing everyone. It's like when you go to a concert and there's a big line, and you just got to push your way through the everyone to get up to the front. I got my daughter concert tickets to Miranda Lambert here at the Mid-State Fair coming up in July, and we got pit passes, so I'm gonna be that guy pushing through everyone, getting my daughter up to the stage so she can see Miranda. Really steep drop down here. Another one where Steven gets off the bike, he walks it down. This one was really steep, a little bit longer too, so I was thinking, all right, this would be a smart move, like a gamble. If I don't get off the bike and I tumble here, maybe it'd be smarter to get off the bike. But I don't. I stay on the bike. Yeah, look at that. Just stay on Trixie there. Ride her down.
Oh, there's a lot of race left for me to push myself. Yeah, you know? That almost wasn't worth it.
Almost, yeah. It was a gamble. Then you got this little ledge. You got to hug this left-hand side, get on and over. And then this was a hard section right here. This is uphill. And I didn't know at the time, but there was a easier line to go straight, where he's going to the left of that bush up there up at the top. You could have went to the right of it, and it was a lot easier line. But everyone's going left right now. And I'm all right. Well, I guess I'm going left. And this is where I'm just too nice sometimes. I should just get up there. Like right now, I could have, but I'm waiting for him because I wanted to one-shot it. I knew if I didn't one-shot it, it's going to be a struggle. But you got Chad coming over here on the left, and people start going high because they're tired of waiting. Because we're racing, we're not just sitting waiting. Watch this guy on the left coming up. He's going to come up. He almost tips over to the right here, but he bails on the bike. He starts leaning.
Good save.
Yeah, bravo, buddy. Yeah, he saved the bike. You got to bail on your bike sometimes. But anyways, they team up. Here comes Carly. They team up there, and I should have, like I said, I should have got up a little bit because people start getting in front of me, and I'm losing positions here. Well, I should have went right, actually. There's a line to the right, like I said. You could go to the right of that bush and get around that. You would have skirted where that ribbon is, but you would have went around it. All right, Georgie, get on up in there. You got to get back in the game. So I get up to this spot right here. You got Chad's bike kind of in the way, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pack this down. I've seen Graham Jarvis do this, where he'll roll up and down, up and down, up and down when he knows he's got to, you know, give it some juice and zap it. Just kind of pack it down a little bit. But I didn't get up enough, and then Chad gets right in front of me, throwing rocks in my face. Does an impressive little wheelie there. And it's my turn to get on up. I throw Trixie. God, that was a tough one, folks. Like I said, there was a right line around that. That would have been better. Oh, look at that. Look at that guy getting right up in there. He's got a lucky number 7 on. That used to be my old bike, my YZ. I had an 1986 YZ 250, and that was her number 7. So it's always been my lucky number growing up. Now I'm 161, which I don't like. It's just 161, but you got to be a pro to get those, pro or A to get those 3 numbers. So my goal is to join the A team so that I can be officially 161. Representing my squadron down in San Diego. The Greyhawks, they're still down there. They fly Ospreys now. I used to fly the old 46 Sea Knights, which we call them Froggies in the Marine Corps. They were the workhorse of the Marine Corps for decades. And they got retired back in, I think, 2009 was the last time a Greyhawk flew for the Marines. But so I do that in the honor. 161, y'all. All right, getting through another steep little drop down here. I lost ground back there in that bottleneck, so now I'm like, dang it. I need to gain the ground back. Because coming into this bottleneck, we're gonna drop down into this canyon down there, and there's this real narrow, like, ravine that we gotta go through that's gonna cause a lot of trouble. And I lose a lot of ground. I lose like 25 minutes just waiting in the bottleneck. Right here, we got a little steep climb up to the right. It's on this little ledge of a rock. You can see that slab sticking out. Got Chad right there. He made a stab at it, didn't make it up, so he gets out of the way, and then I'm up next. So I'm gonna come in a little bit left, and it's steep right there, and you got this little narrow chute to get up. Gotta get up in the bars. I get off the line a little bit, but I give her the ghost. And she made it up and over. I just got to do the old bike drag. That's where the deadlift belt comes in to play, y'all. Yeah, I beat that. Look at that big old lineup behind me. I got to give her the old tug. All right, just pull it up. Use that deadlift. Whenever you deadlift, it's a deep breath in. So you take a deep breath, you hold it, and then you pull. So it keeps that back and your core tight. And it fills up that space of that deadlift belt. So if you guys don't deadlift properly, go watch a video on it. You can hurt yourself if you don't deadlift properly. But yeah, deep breath, fill up that space of that deadlift belt, make it tight, makes your core tight, makes your back more stiff, and then you pull. So you got to keep holding your breath. All right, back on, made it up. Up is up, and that counts because I didn't have to go back down. Got ahead of everyone there. Now we're gonna drop back down. Like I said, there's a big ravine. This is where the big bottleneck goes through. And if I was just here a couple minutes earlier, a couple more places ahead, I would have made it through and not got hung up by 20 minutes. This bottleneck cost me 25 minutes of waiting in line, whereas Billy was right ahead of me and he got through. Actually, he had a hell of a time getting through. I'll point him out. He got hung up on a ledge up here. So it's right here. Look, the guy tumbled. So it's the hard part. There's already a little bottleneck starting right now, but it was still going through pretty good. And I could have just pushed my way through here, which I didn't, and then it just really gets jammed up. It's real steep, and I could have gone right here. If I went right, I could have rolled down. It was steep, but I could have rolled down and got in line, but I go left. Here comes Cody. Cody the goatee.
Make room.
Yelling at people to get out. He does his trials skills here, and he makes quick work of it, and people are just like amazed. You can hear the bike. Of course, I got the chest cam on. I can't turn my torso around to get him and see what he did. But he goes through there and he just makes it look, I mean, his skill, his level, just awesome to see. It's like going to a circus show and these acrobats are just doing amazing things. That's what he is. So he got on through. Like, the bottlenecks don't exist for him. He just goes right through them.
How's it going? Good, how you doing, buddy? Yeah. You having fun? Yeah.
Oh yeah, ready to party. I think I'm bringing the bottleneck. That's what's happened. I'm bottlenecking everybody up. So what it is, you got a series of step-ups to the right there. There's Blake.
Still starting. That's a good sign.
Yeah, the gas is still having some gas. So there's Blake. He parked right behind me on the campsite, and really nice young man I'm talking to. He's only 19 years old, been racing just a couple years. But you see all those riders up to the right? They're all coming in, they're all jamming up. So Cody went through, so you got all these pro guys and a lot of these top A guys coming through. And this is already their second lap, which is just incredible. They've already gone through this once and going through a second time here. But then you get pulled over, and especially I'm stuck in this outside line. That guy's flipped the wrong direction there. But I'm stuck in this outside, I can't get in. And you got these pro guys, look at the top. Yeah, there's Cooper up there. They got this gap they got to shoot.
Yeah, they make it look so easy.
And Cooper gets over that gap. Look at the top. He's pushing his bike right now. He's in the shadows. That's Billy right there. And he's just struggling to get up that last little rock section. The pros just go right around him. It's amazing. The bottlenecks, I mean, they're here. Obviously, they got to get around them, but the pro guys, they can still just weave right through us. They just Swiss cheese right through the bottlenecks. So it's awesome having the opportunity to watch these guys go through this really technical section and see how they choose. Here comes Carly getting inside pass. Now up to the top right, you can see that blue bike there. They're cutting the corner, and you know, it's not taped off, and technically you get 25 feet each side of the line, so I think technically that's legal up there, and I don't care, you get up there. I like hitting this hard stuff. It's not that I want to miss it, but you know, you got to keep in mind that sometimes you can get around these hard sections, and they had to like go through this bush over here, but they get through it, and I think it's still legal. Now, some people got mad that they were going up there, but I didn't care, you know. There's enough hard sections in this course that it'll get them back later. So, you know, they were just smart, and they chose a different line, and they got to avoid some of this pain right here. But main thing, you know, you avoid some of the bottleneck. Because this was hard. I'm not gonna lie, this was hard, but I was still able to get through pretty good. It was this really slabby rock. I love Carly. Oh my gosh, she just motivates you to keep riding. You see her do something, and I'm like, I can't. I'm not stopping. If she's going, I'm going. But you got this slab rock, you know, it's been all polished off by the water, and there's a bunch of sand now. But she goes again. God, she just is such a beast. I just can't get over it. It's just awesome. So I get up here. This guy's on my left, so I couldn't. That little gap there in the saddle, I wanted to hit that, but rolled back a little bit. You gotta wait for him to just kind of get out of the way there, and then I can do my little move. Wait back, wait forward, drop the clutch. She climbs, y'all, and then Carly's there. I want to stay on top of the rock, so I pivot right. And I got that big drop off to my right. So it's just a big hole to the right. I'm like, all right, I got to stay on her. And I start creeping up here, and I didn't cut up enough. That back end then drops down into that hole. So I'm going to have to pick the same line that Carly just did. And there's a little crevice. I can get the tires in there, and then she's going to climb up. Everyone's looping out in that ledge to the right. That's what's really hanging up. You can see how tall that is. It's about a 3.5, 4 foot just face right there with very little run up. Now right here, I was thinking about pivoting left and going on top of that rock. That's where James Flynn went, and of course he made it look real easy. But I didn't. Waited my turn. I got some Ghost Riders coming up. I got to make a T-shirt that says "I believe in ghosts" and just have a bike flying through the air off a ledge or something like that. I think it'd be so funny. Anyways, wait in line here. Carly gets up, and then actually I get up in front of Carly. My battery dies, so I didn't get that little climb. Wasn't too bad though. Starting to make a couple mistakes. Another little hard little section here. Wasn't too bad. Carly got up there. I had to change out the GoPro battery, so I lost some places. Got up here, and then I gotta just walk the bike up, get in line, and you gotta just one-shot it up there with that outside peg. So there you go. I'm gonna, like that guy did, just my left foot on the outside peg, give the gas, and send her all the way up. Well done, Georgie. It's nice clearing something the first time, saving so much energy. And it builds your confidence, so you start feeling like, all right, man, that's some good technique right there. I just need to continue that the rest of the race. There's a split right there, so you can go left, up, like that guy went left right there, and then down right. Now I see a right arrow up there, but there's guys going up and left. So as I'm going, I didn't see that second arrow. I just saw the split. So I was thinking there's a line that goes up and left over there, and I'm down right, so I'm like, all right, they're just, there's two options to the course. And we get up here, and there's a bottleneck that's going to happen. And I'm like, all right, we can, well, there's peak ribbon, but there's two lines. Like, I definitely saw the split back there. Now I didn't see that arrow, but we get up here, a little bit of it starts slowing down, bottleneck. And I'm like, we can go up and left and maybe connect to that higher line. Well, I don't think that was a line. I think that was just someone that went off to the left there. Anyways, got a whole bunch of 4-strokes up in here. We're having like a little 4-stroke convention going on. Look at that big boy right there. I don't know what that is. What does KTM have? Is that an 890 or something like that? Do they do some kind of 600 model? I know Tanneray from Yamaha is a 700, but I think KTM does a little bit bigger model. All right, you hear that wet fart from the 4-stroke going up. So I'm going to go where he went. I'm like, all right, that looks pretty good. But I do believe this was off the ribbon line here. Now, they don't have it taped off. And, you can say we're off the course here, but they don't have it taped. You got to tape the course to really keep people on the line. And then, like I was saying, I saw a split back there, so in my head, I'm thinking there's an upper line there, which we're going to get up there. Still was a struggle. It wasn't like we had an easy time. It's just I think we had a little bit less of a bottleneck of people, so we still had to work the way up here. Get up here. It's real steep there. Just shoot it on up, but it flattens out right here. And then I almost tip over right here. You get up this little rock slab, and I didn't make it up, and I almost lean over right, which would have been a costly move, but I saved my balance, like right up, coming up, right here. I almost leaned right there. I was like, whoa, that was close. I would have fell in that dead tree. Come on, Georgie. Even that big boy made it up. If you can do it, you can do it. But right here, I was like, all right, this wasn't a line. This was just a little cheat line people were taking, but I'm already up here, and we're going to connect over real soon, so not that big a deal. Got these guys taking a nap. Yeah, taking a break from the race up here, hiding in the bushes. So I dropped back down. Now we're back to the main line, folks. There's some arrows. Maybe that was, I don't know. Maybe it was just an alternate route. I don't know. Maybe you guys know, and you can drop a comment up there if you guys took that high line. Kind of splitting the rocks here. I went up and left to get that rear tire up. Pivot back right. Ooh, look at that nice pivot from that guy. Get up here, aim with the rear tire, get that rear tire forward, and then you got to pivot around left. Wasn't as badass as that guy ahead of me, but got her done. Now this 4-stroke, she's hanging, that guy's sitting down right in the middle of the track right there. Taking his helmet off. Man, sometimes you get overheated and you just got to take that helmet off, cool your body down, get a second wind. And I always remember my hare and hound I did out last year, I believe, and just found a guy. He was dehydrated, hurted, and so I gave him one of my Gatorade bottles. And you got to watch yourself, you know, especially if you're out of shape, which I'm guessing if you're not 19 years old, you're probably out of shape. Most of the riders here are in their upper 30s, mid 40s, and I know all y'all are out of shape. So just watch yourself. You know, you don't want to get dehydrated, get heat stroke, or get in a bad spot. All right, coming up, folks, we're starting to get towards the area where my bike broke. So I just want to talk more about that. I broke my water pump housing, and I have a new water pump from Boyson on there, which has a little bit different propeller design. It flows more water, and I've noticed a difference. My bike fan does not come on nearly as much as it used to with the stock propeller, or no, it's a propeller, I guess. Propeller. Anyways, so I really like that I went to this aftermarket water pump. It was $200. And my 450 here, she doesn't run hot. She runs nice and cool. Even this stop and go, no wind. You know, a lot of just slipping the clutch and everything. It keeps the bike cool. I mean, I got the oversized radiators as well, so that doubles up and helps with cooling the bike down. But I gotta protect it. You know, I can't have a broken water pump. That was the end of the game. I have JB Weld on me. And I tried putting JB Weld and smashing it in there and let it harden and try to get that to fix it, but it didn't hold at all. And it just sucks because I think I was going to have a good ride. I got held back in some of those bottlenecks, but honestly, I was riding pretty clean for my level and wasn't too, I mean, I wasn't out of breath. I was actually feeling pretty good. I feel like if I kept this steady pace, I would have got 2 loops, I believe, which would have been awesome in my boat. Would have been a really good race for me. But anyways, where that guy in orange going up, that's where I'm going to drop it. So I go up and over. Trixie's going to fall right. So if I would have kept my balance, I would have made it. But I'm going to fall right. And you're going to hear Trixie crunch down, and that's game over. I start taking Trixie for granted sometimes. Now look at that, folks. Look down. There goes all my fluid. It's like a cut artery in your jugular, and it's just spitting out blood. That's it. I'm like, oh my God. Instantly, I'm like, that's it. I'm out here. Instantly, I'm thinking, how am I going to get my bike back? I'm like, all right, let's get her to some flat ground before it all comes out, and you know, I can't get out of this area. It's still a rocky area right here, and there's a checkpoint right up ahead. All right, get her turned around, get up and over this little rocky outcrop here. I get up to this checkpoint, and I know I have JB Weld in my bag, so I'm gonna put that on the housing and see if that stops the water. Unfortunately, it does not. I put water out of my backpack there, but it just keeps flowing it. And there's Hadley again. Told you he'd break down. His fan went out, so his bike overheated as well. He didn't break his housing though. Maybe just needed a fuse. I don't know. But he's got his bike all in pieces. Hey, there's Morgan right there from Highland Cycles. Love his channel. He puts out a lot of great content, and if you guys haven't checked it out, go over and look at his channel. He puts out his rides too, and a lot of shop talk on motorcycles. Really a great channel. But Trixie here's done. You can see that extra aluminum piece on the skid plate to protect the housing just wasn't enough.
Broke my water pump. What'd you do? What'd you break?
The fan went out and boiled all my coolant.
Oh.
My spare fan.
That's a bummer. Now Hadley actually gets his bike back together
He's actually riding
and finishes one more loop. So that's pretty awesome. You know, everyone has, as part of racing, you got bike trouble and you got to figure it out and keep on going. But with that, we're going to bring this to an end, y'all. This was a great event. Really loved it. And can't wait for the next Hard Enduro. So until then, get out, ride, and get some. Ew!